Take a moment and look carefully at these two trees. One is tall, one is small. But here's something interesting. Both started from the exact same kind of seed. So the real question is not what kind of seed they were. The real question is this: what is the true reason one became bigger than the other? Many people assume the difference must be the seed, but most of the time, that is not the case. Very often, the difference between a big tree and a small tree of the same kind is simply how long each one has stayed in the ground. One has simply remained planted longer than the other. Consistency over time creates growth that cannot be rushed. A small effort, repeated over many years, can produce something far greater than intense effort that only lasts a short time. This is something many people misunderstand in life. Some people hear a powerful idea today about how they can improve their lives, but immediately they begin comparing themselves with people who grew up in families where those same values were practiced for many years. They see someone who appears strong, disciplined, or successful, and they forget something very important. That person may simply have been in the ground longer. But there is another thing we must understand. Time alone is not always the only factor in growth. Two seeds may be planted in the same soil, yet one may grow faster than the other. Why? Because some seeds receive help. Just as fertilizer can accelerate the growth of a tree, revelation and understanding can accelerate the growth of a person. Wisdom nourishes a life the same way nutrients nourish a plant. A person who gains the right understanding, the right guidance, and the right perspective may grow faster than someone who has simply been repeating the same actions for years. But here is the balance we must never forget. Fertilizer cannot grow a tree that is not planted in the ground. Revelation, insight, understanding, these things are powerful, but they cannot replace action. Action is the ground. Consistency is the soil. Revelation is the fertilizer. It strengthens what is already growing. But if a tree is removed from the ground and placed only in fertilizer for too long, it may eventually die. In the same way, too much revelation without action can slowly weaken a vision, because ideas grow best when they are nourished by revelation and anchored by action. So when you look at a big tree and a small tree of the same kind, remember this: the difference is often not the seed. The difference is simply how long one has stayed planted and how well it has been nourished. Under normal circumstances, there is no height the smaller tree cannot reach if it simply remains in the ground and continues to grow. But there is something even deeper we must understand. Not every tree grows under the same conditions. Some trees are planted in dry places where they struggle to survive. But some trees are planted by rivers of water where nourishment never runs dry. This is why the scripture says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Psalm 1 verses 1 to 3. A tree planted by rivers of water enjoys benefits that other trees may never experience. It grows differently. It survives differently. It bears fruit differently. And in our next series, we will explore something very important. What does it really mean to be planted by the rivers of water? And what is the difference between a life planted near the rivers and a life planted in the desert? Because where you are planted can change everything.